Okay, hello everybody. This energy is wild. So this has been coming out for the past 2 days. So we have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords that comes out right after it. And the second, well, I turn on the camera, these cards popped out again, okay? But it's a confusing energy because you guys are, dang, it's an energy of physically feeling defeated by what is happening around you. But mentally, you guys aren't giving up. Does that make any sense? It's like your body feels physically drained, but then you have this fantasy brain activated. So it's like even though your body is tired, your mind isn't giving up. Your mind is not letting, sorry these cards are so loud, but you're not, your brain, it's too early in the morning for me. Your brain is not allowing you to slow down. It's like you're not allowing yourself to sit in this energy for too long, because it's like you know that nothing is permanent. You know that these setbacks are not going to last forever. You know that in your head. But it's like your body feels it. You could be really fatigued, just really burnt out. These are so loud, but just really fatigued, really burnt out, just like needing to rest. But it's weird because you have this energy of like your body needs to rest, but your mind is running wild. Your mind is not stopping for anything. It's kind of, well, we have fantasy brain activated, but it feels like, so that to me, let's get a couple more, because these cards are way too loud, but I love them. But it feels like you guys are living in a daydream. Ooh, this also could be the energy of you escaping your reality, right? This could be you creating a little fantasy in your head and going, like, escaping reality, right? Making a little daydream in your mind and then escaping to it, where everything is unicorns and rainbows. And when life is getting too hard, that is the place you escape to in your head. And this is something that I do when life gets really hard, and it's kind of like my survival mode coping mechanism is that when the world is too loud, everything is too overwhelming, my body is physically tired, I create a daydream in my head and I escape to it. And I pretend that I live there and that I'm not me, that I'm somebody else. And sometimes our mind creates those places that allow us to escape our realities. And of course, if you do that too much, it's not a healthy coping mechanism. But I think in your sake, this is just like, this is what is keeping you going. This daydream, this idea of how life can be better and how you want to make it better. Because there's a very fast, let's get a couple more cards so I don't have to keep shuffling these. I love this deck though. But they're so loud. Maybe I'll just put them down. Oh, okay, cool. Yes. This energy is all over the place. So you're in a very chaotic mode right now. But again, this was coming out yesterday too when I did a shuffle before I went to bed. These same cards were all coming out and now they're coming out again. Yeah, the Three of Swords. Like, okay. I'm all like worked up, but that was the energy too. It's like a very fast-paced energy, and I was picking up on just that was like your routine right now. I did a reading a while ago where it was just very fast-paced, like can't stop, won't stop energy, but it felt like it was related to work. It was an energy of like you having to go back to work maybe after a sabbatical or after like a resting period or a vacation, like an extended vacation or something, and then you were having to go back to work. Also the energy of like when you graduate high school, college, and then you have to go to work, or when you have your summer break and then it's over and you have to go back to work, and it's just that feeling of you're like, I don't want to. You're like, I don't want to. You know, and you're like, I don't want to have to deal with these people. I don't want to have to wake up at 5:30 every morning so I can get to work by 6 or 7. You know, it's just like the routine, the repetitiveness. And it's almost like you had a break from it. And now you're right back into it. And you're having to have those feelings of like, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. You know. But now we have this energy of you like, but I mean this, right, we have the Ace of Wands, so it's like this fantasy brain that is activating. It feels like it's an escape right now. It's the fun place that you go when life is too boring, repetitive, miserable, routine, miserable. But it almost feels like this escapism, this place that you are going to escape your reality, it's almost like inspiring you to make it real. It's like in your head, you're picturing unicorns and rainbows, and then when you snap out of it and you come back to reality, part of you is like, why couldn't that be my life? You know, I know it's crazy, but like, why not? Because you know that this isn't the energy you want to be in forever, right? You know that. You're doing what you have to do right now, you know, going to work, going to school, whatever this is, like, it's just like you feel like you're hitting your head against the wall. Whatever this is, you know that you don't want to be in it forever, of course, but it's like right now you're planning your escape. I think that's right. It's like you're making your escape plan. Right, so when you're working a dead-end job or you're working a really good job that you just hate, right? Like a soul-sucking kind of a job. And you know that you can't just quit cold turkey, right? You know that you have bills to pay, you have a family to take care of. So you have to make an escape plan, you know? You have to do an exit strategy where you make sure that you find a new job before leaving this job. That's this energy. So it's like while you are working this job, studying a subject that you hate, whatever this is, it's like while you're doing it, you are daydreaming and going off into another place where you're like, what if I did this? What if I moved here? What if I switched majors? And you're imagining what your life would look like if you actually took the steps to do it, right? Okay. But it is, I'm all worked up, and that was this very it felt like a very fast-paced energy, but that could also just be like your anxiety. You know, when you're just like worked up and you're like, I gotta get out of here, and you're just like trying to figure out how. You know, but it is, you're just in this period of the in-between where you are trying to figure out your next moves. Right. And the days feel draining. The days feel very long. They drag on a little bit too long. Way too long. But you're just in that in-between period where life is just kind of keeping you still, so you can actually sit there and figure out what it is that you want to do next, right? Because if you were just going to jump into something, if something was offered to you and you just took it because you wanted to escape where you are right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that new chapter would be better, right? And sometimes a lot of people will take new opportunities they'll jump into new opportunities without fully thinking about them, just because they just need something new and they need it now and they need it fast. And then once they jump into that new thing, they realize that maybe the grass wasn't greener on the other side. You know, maybe they didn't put in enough research, they didn't think about it hard enough. So this period that you're in, this stillness, even though it is frustrating because you're like, I gotta get out of here. You know, you're like, I need a new job. But this stillness, this period right now, life is slowing you down so you can actually sit with yourself and your thoughts and your wants and your needs. And you can put all of that in to creating this new chapter, this new life that is actually going to be good for you and benefit you. Because you don't want to just jump into something just because you hate where you are. You want to jump into something because it's going to be long lasting and because it's going to make you happy, right? So that's this stillness period, even though it's frustrating. I get it, where you're like, why is nothing working out? You're like, I've applied to so many jobs and nobody has gotten back to me. That is the universe protecting you from, you truly have to think about it like that. You're like, why didn't I get that job? Even if it makes you sad, it makes you frustrated, you have to realize that maybe you would have hated that job. Maybe that job would have been even worse than the job you have right now. You have to think about that. It's like, good things take time. And I know that's so annoying. I know that's so annoying because every part of you needs to be somewhere new. And then nothing is happening and you're just kind of standing still, but it's like you need to move. You need to go. But nothing's happening. So you're just like, you have that anxious energy, but you're stuck in place. And it's awful. I get it, okay? But be thankful that your body knows that it's time to leave. I hope that wasn't too cheesy. But if you were content and totally fine where you were, you would be where you are forever, right? You would never have that instinct to want to leave and to want to better yourself, right? But this anxious energy is your body telling you it's time to go. So trust that, be aware of it, accept it, and know that, okay, it's time for me to leave. This is my body telling me I gotta get out of here because my soul is wanted elsewhere. Okay, so even though it's like this built up energy, and sometimes you don't know how to quiet it down, don't allow yourself to sit in that energy. Allow yourself to sit in the discomfort, because that is your body talking to you. So be like, okay, I know that it is time to go, and when it is time, the opportunity will present itself, and I will know that it is time to take it. Because if you don't have that anxious energy and something is offered to you, right? Something is offered to you on a silver platter, maybe you would turn it down out of fear. Maybe you would turn it down because you didn't feel the need to change, right? But if you have this knowing in your entire body that it is time to go, when this is offered to you, you will be ready to take it. Okay? So as uncomfortable as this hanged man energy is, when you're just like sitting and waiting and you're like all jittery and you're like, where is it? You know, just allow yourself to sit in that discomfort, because that is your body talking to you, okay? That is not you losing your mind, okay? That's hard for people to differentiate. When it's just like, am I going crazy? Why am I jittery all the time? Why am I losing it? No, you're not. That's just your body. That's your nervous system talking to you. So listen. That's it. Just listen to your body. Tune inwards, okay? Tune inwards. Yeah, because you guys are sitting in this like overthinking, not wanting to ask for help, not knowing where to ask for help. I mean, it's the feeling like you're losing your mind, but you're not. And you could have people around you who are like, calm down. And you're like, I can't calm down, Cynthia. Don't you think I would if I could? It's that kind of an energy where it's like you're on one, and the people around you are like, take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. And you're like, it's not gonna be okay. You know, it's like you have this fire within you right now. It's like you're a ticking time bomb. You're not losing your mind. You're like, truthfully, everything is fine. These feelings that you were having, this is your body, your nervous system talking to you, right? So, I mean, it truly is that simple. Your nervous system is getting angsty because it knows that change is upon you. Okay? It's not that dire. It's really not. Your body knows something before your brain does. As crazy as that sounds, it's like, how could my body know that change is coming? And it's like, it doesn't have to make sense, okay? Because it doesn't. I've tried to make sense of it, and I never will. But there is an opportunity that is going to present itself to you. And that is this nervousness, this angst that you are feeling. It is because your body knows that it's time to go. Okay, The change just hasn't happened yet. But your body knows. And when this opportunity does present itself to you, it's going to be this huge sigh of relief. You're going to be like, that's what I was feeling. Truly. It's like your shoulders are going to get less tense and you're going to be like, that is what I was feeling. You're like, this is why I needed to lose my mind a little bit, because I needed to prepare for this new opportunity that is coming in. Your body can feel it, and it doesn't make sense, but your body knows, the universe knows, and it gives you signs, and it offsets your nervous system, and that's its way of preparing you for endings, goodbyes, clearing out things that no longer serve you. As scary as that is, leaving a job, losing money, whatever this is, it's like, it's all change. You could be terrified of change, but like, there's nothing to fear. There's truly nothing to fear if you truly believe that that the universe has your back, and it does. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Love you guys.